different journeys when they come to America. Some people may have a shorter distance, some people may take the longer road, but there are pros and cons in each side, you know. And then the big lesson here too is that agents have been deceiving people since 1902. Welcome to Ofoy TV platform. My name is Iki Alfoy. Today we're going to have an interview. Um, is it experience or exchange? Maybe an interview experience or an exchange with one of our sisters who is a DV lottery winner and their journey, of course, since they won in that was DV 2013. So their journey was a little bit different, but a lot of the stuff that they went through, they're the same as what is going on now. So we just wanted to interview our sister and know a little bit about her journey. So I'm going to hand it over to our sister and for you to tell us your name, your profession, where you're located, and then we'll go on from there.
Okay. Hi, everyone. The name is Nana.
Okay.
Yeah. So I won my lottery back in 2013 when I was in school back in Ghana. And yeah, it wasn't that easy, but thank God we went through it and we are here today. So I just applied for this lottery in school. There was a senior colleague who came with the forms, registering people. So I took the advantage and I registered for it. At the registration, I didn't really get any information because we didn't even know whether we were going to win or not. It was just, as the name goes, lottery. Just
Yes.
do what you can do. Whether you win or not, you don't know. So we did it, and somewhere getting to the end of I think 2013. This was like the beginning of 2013, I would say. And somewhere getting to the end, I got a call from the state here saying I've won the lottery, which I didn't even believe because I thought it was some kind of scam. And I contacted the guy that came to do the registration, and he was like, "Oh, it may be true, so just give it a try. Ask them to send you the uh, paperwork and whatever they want you to do, and give it a try." So this was when the one who called me. It's like there was a guy in the U.S. here who was really doing that kind of registration, but he was passing through the senior colleague who brought the forms to the school. And when he registered people for him and they win, he take it from there. And he do the charging and everything, and he becomes like the agent, they call them or whatever. Um, so this was the agent that called me, and now I have to do everything through him. So he gave me his charge,
Do you
which
remember?
I don't really remember the um value of the money right now, but it was like 27 million or something in Ghana cities,
Wow.
which I don't know what it is right now in the Ghana currency. So, and by then it was so hard to come by this money. And you can imagine I was a student, just at the verge of completing my education. So it was like, okay, you don't have to pay it in bulk. You can pay it in installment. So we started the payment. And then getting to the end of the payment, I think I defaulted because that was when I learned that I didn't really have to pay this guy. He was just
Okay.
taking this money from me for nothing.
Oh, okay.
So
So let me ask you, so after you won the lottery and then the agent in Ghana, so the only contact you had with the agent in America was just them calling you to tell you that you have been selected. Was that it?
yes, that was it. And he was the one now directing me what to do. Like he would
Oh,
send me the paperwork through my email, ask me to download it, fill it, and then I'll go to the post office, and then I posted those papers to Kentucky. That's where the papers were sent to. So like he just emailed the paperwork to me. He emailed the letter that shows that I won the thing with the paperwork, and then I have to go download it, and by then I don't even know how to use the internet. So you can imagine I have to go to the internet cafe to do all this.
Wow.
It was just
And it's even like you see, like have you had to go to the post office and post your documents,
yep.
and KCC transition into people sending their documents electronically, and then now they are not even taking any documents anymore. So it looks
Oh
like,
wow.
yeah,
That's
now you don't send
interesting.
anything. You just go to the interview with all of your documents there. Wow.
Oh wow.
Yeah, a lot
That's
has
nice.
changed. A lot
Yeah,
has
yeah, that's really nice. Because
changed.
this one I have to post it through the post office EMS and with my passport pictures, and it took forever.
Wow,
So
wow.
yeah.
But did you know some people who had also won the lottery just like you?
Yes, I had a colleague in school who also won it, but I didn't really know about it, so we all got here. It was when we got here that it was even our colleagues back in Ghana who were like, when they contact us, they were like, "Oh, do you know this person too is now in America?" I'm like, "Oh, I didn't know." So that was how we contacted each other, and then we now had each other on WhatsApp, and we were able to communicate. I had two colleagues who also came the same year as I did.
Oh, okay. So you see, now like people are joining like groups. Like I have my Telegram group where people who have won the lotto from different parts of the world. Like I have people from Cameroon, people from Ghana, Liberia, Sierra Leone. I had somebody from Afghanistan, Armenia. So imagine 2013 where even the person you were in the same
In
state.
the same class with, you wouldn't even know they were also traveling.
Wow.
Yeah, you wouldn't know.
And even
So
if the same agent is cheating both of you, it's like you are not even communicating to let you know that
exactly,
how much is
exactly.
he charging you and me is
How
charging.
much is he charging me? Nope, we don't know anything because nobody wants to tell the other that they're even working on something like that. And we had this mentality of when you're traveling, do not inform people, blah blah blah, which
Yes.
I can just
Yeah.
wrap my head around it.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. So can you tell us a little bit about like your documentation? Because you said you were in school, but you didn't mention what type of school. So when you went for the interview, what type of documents did you submit at that time?
The issue was I had my SSC, like the JSS, the SS. I have to go with all those certificates. And before I went for the interview, by then I've completed I was in nursing school. I was in NTC when I was registering for the lottery, and when I won the lottery, let me say that. And the thing is, what happened is by the time I have to go for the interview, I've
Mm.
already completed the school. So I had this certificate from we were affiliated to Kwame Nkrumah University at Tech.
Uh-huh.
So they were those who gave us a certificate. We have to write exams with them. It was kind of like uh even though I said I was in NTC, I was doing midwifery. So I was there doing registered midwifery. So the registered midwifery by then was just like affiliated to that university. So
Okay.
after our course, we have to write an exams with them. And when you pass that exams, they give you like kind of a certificate showing that you've completed the school and you have this certificate. So I had that one, and I also had my SS document. So that was what I sent there. And I remember the one who interviewed me was kind of asking me what I really want to do when I get here. And I was like, I'm already in the health field, and I really enjoy what I'm doing right now. And the school I know I've just completed, I haven't started working, and but I love it. And if I come here and I get the opportunity, I think I'm going to go through the same line. Yeah.
Yes, I think it's really good that you answered that question because a lot of people have been asking, like when I go for the interview and they ask me, what do you intend to do in America? What should I say? I'm like, tell them what you intend to do, right? It's like for me also.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
it's good that you had something. And for that question, there's no wrong answer. I mean, you can,
Exactly. You are saying what you are interested in. So,
yes.
yeah. So just tell them what you are interested in doing.
Oh, okay, okay.
Hmm.
So it means that for you, when you won the lotto, you didn't get married, right?
No, I wasn't married by then.
Did the agent, bring any discussion about marriage to you, or it was never brought to you?
He asked me if I was married, and I said no. He asked me if I have kids, and I said no. So he asked me, do I have somebody in my life? And I said yes. And then he said to me, okay, since you are not married, I will advise that you don't put the person in the picture. Just let it be as it is now, and then you can work on it later because yeah, he knows that he said to me, oh, a lot of people at times want to come with other people, but they are not married, and that can actually chance of getting the visa. So just stay as single.
Yeah,
So yeah.
yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think that was a good advice for you. But because I'm sure during that time, since people didn't know, like, I mean, what evidence are you going to take, right?
Exactly.
Especially if you have that new and very fresh relationship. I mean, what evidence will it's like you don't get a house together. You don't have like what
Exactly. And
yeah.
you wouldn't even know the tricks in the interview to use if you are not married. They will ask you simple question that maybe you should have been able to answer, but because you didn't know what is going on, you will not be able to answer that question, and they will just be like, "Oh no,
Yeah.
this
So
is not right."
sorry. So do you remember like anybody getting refused the time that you went for interview? Like,
Oh, for that one, I wouldn't really know
oh, okay,
because
okay.
we just went there together, but we didn't know each other. So after the
Oh,
interview, everybody
okay.
yeah, go to their
And
various
I
ways.
mean, during that time too, where everybody was super secretive, so definitely you
Exactly.
wouldn't, yeah, because like
Mhm.
recent times when people go for an interview, when they come, they're like, oh, there were two guys, they didn't get approved, or somebody was refused because people
Yeah.
will talk, right?
Yeah.
So,
Hmm.
okay, yeah. All right, so now let's talk about, your journey to America. Okay. So
Okay.
you are a midwife coming from Ghana. And when you came to America, how is the transition? Were you able to practice right away as a midwife, or what were the steps that you had to take in order to arrive at your current situation, your current stance?
Okay. I couldn't really practice straight away. You can't just practice as a midwife from another country. Even those here, I think you need some kind of specialized it's a specialty, let me say that, in order to be a midwife, because most of the deliveries are done by the doctors. So there's no way they're gonna just pick you like that and let you work as a midwife from Ghana.
Mhm,
So what happened is when I came here, I came to live with this beautiful family whom I knew through my big brother, my senior brother.
mhm,
Um, so they were those who agreed to take me in. So I came to live with them for like 4 or 5 months, and they had to move. Very unfortunately, on my part, this family I came to live with didn't have any knowledge in the health field here. So they weren't really able to help me that much. So what they did was the lady took me to a church where the Sofmami was kind of a midwife here. So she was like, okay, now that you're talking about you being a midwife from Ghana, maybe this lady can be of help to you. So let's go talk to her. So I told her, we went there to see the lady. I told her my story. And it was like, I was so funny to her. She just said to me, you, you, you have to go do some living before you think of working as a midwife. So I was like, do living. I am here trying to do my midwifery and you talking of living. I'm not ready to do living. And living, like, it means you have to go stay with this person and be taking care of them. You don't have a life. Day, morning, night, you are with them. You can't even go out, not to talk of looking for school or the money, you're going to get it. But what is your education going to be like? So I didn't want to live that life of being living for the rest of my life in America here. So I was like, no, I'm not really taking this advice from this lady. So I get to do something. So the lady was like, okay, what I know people do is you can do the CNA course, and then from there you can start working in the health field, and maybe that will help you meet people, find out more about what you want to do. So I was like, okay, then I think that's a good idea. I would rather do that. So I went and did a CNA course, which was like a month or some weeks. And then I wrote the boss. I got certified as a health assistant and I started working. Even getting a job after that was kind of not easy because I didn't have any experience. So no, back in 2014, nobody will hire you without any experience. It's not like these days that they kind of, because of the COVID, every sector is kind of hungry for workers. So they don't, some will even agree to train you and give you the job. But by then, no. So I was just roaming from a nursing home to nursing home looking for a job. And
Wow.
I didn't have the idea as to how to even look for the job. I didn't know that there are tricks in looking for a job in America. It got to a point I have to start asking, what do I do to get a job? And they were like, oh my, you just have to tell them that you've taken care of somebody before, you've been taking care of your grandmother, maybe your brother's kids or whatever. And then that was when I got a job. And I
Yeah.
started working. And when I started working, I was like, okay, so once I've started working, I have to start the school right away. So what I did was uh, I first went to a university here where I live right now. And it's like a state university.
Okay.
And then I sent my script and everything to the dean of students. And then he looked at it and he was like, do you have any English in America here? I'm like, nope. All I got is what I've handed over to you.
Yeah.
Everything from Ghana. He looked at me and he said, you know what? The advice I want to give you is it will be better to look for a community college, which
Okay.
is less expensive. You can afford it and you can do your prerequisites. And then when you're finished and you still want to come here, you can bring them.
So let me ask you, so did they let you do like evaluation of your transcript and because I remember you mentioned that one time, but I just wanted you to share that.
Exactly. That was done in the community college. But the
Oh,
university, he didn't even allow me to start the process with them. So,
oh,
because
okay.
he looking at me and the way I was just a greenhorn, he knew that, oh, this lady doesn't really know what
What
she's
she's
doing.
doing.
So I get to tell her what to do. So I'm not even going to waste her time. So he just told me to go look for a community college because that's where I can afford. So I said, okay. I was so disappointed. So, but I took my transcripts and I went to the community college and they asked me to take my script to the states for them to kind of translate it to this place level. And
Yeah.
then, yeah, I did. So I took the certificates and they did, but it didn't really do me any good. When it came back, they were like, okay, we can't transfer any of your courses because they are all below, yep, they are all below the standards here. So you have to do them all. And we gonna make you take a placement. They call it placement test. So
Oh,
you take that test, and that's what is gonna place you into which course you should start with.
mm-hmm.
So before I took their placement, they were like, okay, the only thing we can transfer here is your African studies. So the African studies was transferred in place of humanities. So that's the only course I didn't have to do, humanities. But the rest, I had to do everything. So I went for the test and then I started. Oh, it wasn't easy working and schooling.
Yes.
I've never done it. In Ghana, you have to sleep, wake up and go to school, come back and eat and sleep and study. But here, you have to go to school, go to work. Oh my, it wasn't easy. But yeah,
Yeah,
I'm glad I did it.
that was exactly what I did. Like for me, America was my first professional work, and I think it's kind of similar to yours. When I was
Mm.
looking for a job, even Target will not hire me. Walmart will
Oh
not
my
even hire me. So now, like when I see people who arrive and then in 2 weeks they say, "Oh, I'm working at Walmart. I'm working at
God.
KFC. I'm working
Yeah,
at what a burger." I'm like, when I came, even those people no go take me. I'm like, hey, like,
yeah,
I mean, what do I need to do? So just like you, I had
yeah,
to like, create my CV in such a way that they will see that I have a little bit of experience. And so I was using, helping my mom had some jewelry business, right?
mhm,
Not even a store. My mom had like a jewelry business that she would sell because my mom was a teacher. So she would sell to
okay,
her colleagues and stuff. And sometimes, I go follow them and I'll be doing it. So um that was what I had to put on my CV as like work experience for them to begin to even look at me. I'm like,
yeah.
hey,
Wow,
yeah,
it's not easy.
yeah,
But
yeah. So you said so you told us about your host, found your host. So that means that your agent, the moment towards your interview time and you were like, I've paid enough, I'm not paying anymore. Your agent didn't have any more contact with you whatsoever,
the
right?
thing is, I have to cut his contact because he was kind of in some way harassing me for the rest of the money. He was
Oh,
harassing me because I got to know that I wasn't supposed to pay him anything.
mm-hmm.
Then I just stopped the paying. I was even lucky that he didn't get my visa. If not, whether I like it or not, I will have to pay that money to get my visa back, or
Yeah.
else he won't give it to me. But what saved me was when I was going for the interview, he was still in the US here, even though he said he was coming down. Whatever happened, I don't know. So he wasn't there when I went for the interview. So the day I was going for, when you go for the interview, they didn't give you the visa that very day. They will
Yes.
give you some number of days or weeks to come back for your
Mm-hmm.
visa.
Mm-hmm.
So the day I went for the visa, by then he was in Ghana. So he called me, set up a venue where I should meet him. And the person who gave me the clue that, hey, you don't have to pay this guy anything was like, don't make the mistake and go meet this guy, or else he's going to take this document from you. Until you pay the money, you're not going to get it back. So
Mm-hmm.
that was what saved me. So when he said it, I didn't really go to meet him. And from then he was now calling me left and right. And when I wasn't picking his calls anymore, he sent it to my dad because by then he had my dad contact as well. So he was now harassing my dad. And my dad was like, you know what? Let's just give this guy this money and have a peace of mind. I'm like, Daddy, I can go with this money to America.
Uh-huh.
Not giving it
Uh-huh.
out to anybody.
Yeah. And
So
besides,
that was what happened.
yeah, and besides, you had paid majority of the money that they were asking for.
Exactly,
It wasn't
exactly.
like you were
Hmm.
keeping
No, I think it was that was like 5 or 4 million I have to give him or something out of 27. So
ah
I pay almost everything. So
yes.
mhm.
Okay. So now what is your current job, and what would you do you think it is rewarding compared to, here and then like doing it in Ghana?
Yeah, right now I'm a registered nurse. Yeah. So I think the struggle is not easy, but the truth is it's worth it. And I feel like I didn't, even though it looked like it's a long time, it took me forever to get my RN because I have to go through doing LPN because of the waiting list for the RN program. And finally, I even have to work like LPN for some number of years before going back to do my RN. And it was all good
Oh,
because I know a lot of people who even come here as RNs and just bring their transcript, work it out, and they want to write the NCLEX, and it's not easy. It takes them forever to get it. But thanks to God, because I have to go through the education all over again with the struggle, all
mhm.
my exams was just one touch, and
Oh,
I'm really grateful for that. Like,
oh.
yeah.
Yeah,
So I think it's not waste of time. It's really worth it.
yes. And the other thing is that, of course there are some people who are able to come and then transition straight and start working. But the thing is that when you come to America first and you enter their workforce like that, something will shake you. Like
Exactly.
when I started work, even my work wasn't even dealing with health. It wasn't
Yeah.
even, it was just grocery store, just be a bagger. That one, like even like I was like, hey, how I go fit in?
How am I gonna do this? Yeah,
They
it's
are
it's
fast.
contract. Yeah, that's the truth. And there is so many technology here in the health field that we don't have quarter of it in Ghana. So if you just go straight into the workforce, it's not gonna be easy. It's
Mm,
not gonna be easy at all. Yeah.
mm,
You really need the education before you take things easy. And they have so many laws, so many rules. The little thing you do, you lose your license. They're
yes,
gonna take your license, all the suffering you've suffered to get those licenses, they don't care. They will just seize it. And
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Wow, that's
Mhm.
that's such an amazing story. And, this just goes to show that, everybody may have different journeys when they come to America. Some people may have a shorter distance, some people may take the longer road, but there are pros and cons in each side. And
Exactly.
then the big lesson here too is that agents have been deceiving people since 1902.
Yeah, that's true.
Agents have been in business since 1902. Hey, these people,
Yeah.
but their days are numbered. All right.
Yeah.
So definitely, we're really glad that you came in today to do this interview with us. We hope that it will inspire others who are considering this journey, whether you are from Ghana or you're from another country. Um, just somebody's experience. And there are some people who don't believe that this DV lottery is real, and I'm like, the
Oh.
fact that it hasn't happened to you doesn't mean that
That
it's
is
not
not real.
real.
It's real.
Yeah.
It's real. And my feeling is that it happened to people who are not really expecting it. Because seriously, I wasn't expecting it. We even laughed over it. We were kind of joking about it. We're like, whatever, let's do some. It's just filling paperwork, right? We can
Mm,
fill it. And
mm,
after filling it, I forgot everything. Even when the guy called me to ask me, I didn't even know the kind of shirt I was wearing when I took the passport I sent to him. He asked me, I said, oh, I don't remember. What was I wearing? You have the picture. You tell me.
wow. They ask you that question at the interview?
No, the
Oh, okay.
agent asked
The
me,
agent
yeah,
wanted to verify if you remember. Ha,
yeah, and if I was really the one he was talking to.
ha. Look at
After asking me for
agent.
my date of birth, asking me for all the information I put on the paper, he was asking me the kind of shirt I was wearing when I took the passport I sent to him. And I was
Wow.
like, you know what? I don't even remember. You tell me.
You see agent doing verification.
Yeah. Yes.
This cool. But wow.
If you make a mistake, he sell it to somebody else.
Yes, and those times people actually were doing that.
Yeah.
So it's like you are at the, when they tell you to jump, you ask them how high.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. You
Oh,
are the
wow.
amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. And then now you are an American citizen. Your husband is here. You and that is the thing, that is some of the benefit that some people don't know, right? Some people think that, someone was asking, what is even the benefit of the Greek? I was like, you don't know. And you are here. You want to apply, but you don't know the benefit. Then why are you applying? Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah,
And
this is a
yeah,
benefit
I came as single, but I went back and married my husband, and we
in your
are here
life.
now. Our
Okay.
family is here now, so we are grateful.
Yes. All right.
Very soon he will be a citizen as well. So
Wow. Wow.
yeah.
Wow. What a wonderful story. So, guys,
Mhm.
this is all that we expect. You know, we are hoping for everybody to, experience. All right. Thank you, Nana, for coming in today to talk to us. And we hope that your story inspire many. All right.
You're welcome. You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
Thank you for having me. Really appreciate it.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.